around 1400 BC. Well, Elder remarked at the same time the Most High was preparing Israel to eventually get the land of Canaan, Satan had Esau through Zepho working in Europe to build a kingdom for him. Look at this. I'm going to read it. The book of Jasher, 61 verse 24. Matter of fact, let's start here so we'll understand it's the same guy. And at the revolution of the year, the troops of Africa continued coming to the land of Kittim. This is Cyprus, to plunder as usual. And Zepho, son of Eliphaz, Genesis 36, heard their report. And he gave orders concerning them, and he fought with them, and they fled before him, and he delivered the land of Kittim from them. 25. And the children of Kittim saw the veiler of Zepho, and the children of Kittim resolved, and that they made Zepho king over them. This is Esau becoming a king over a European country. This is when Esau now is moving in number into Europe and now are becoming Europeans around the 1400 BC mark. And he became king over them. Whilst he reigned, they went to subdue the children of Tabal and all the surrounding islands, the islands of Greece. And their king Zepho went at their head, and they made war with Tabal and the islands, and they subdued him. And when they returned from the battle, they renewed his government for him. And they built for him a very large palace. Folks, that's your Vatican, the throne of Satan. 1400 years before Christ was born, they were building what? They was making the religion on earth that they learned at Mount Seir. And they built him a very large palace for his royal habitation and seat. That's your papacy. And they made a large throne for him, like they give the Pope. And Zepho reigned over the whole land of Kittim and over the whole land of Italia 50 years. 50 years. Look at that. Look at it. See that? This is how Esau got into Italy. All right? Rome. See? Now later down on the line, Zepho had what? A grandson. His grandson so happened, his name was Latinus. His name was Latinus. That's where the language Latin comes from. Latinus the second. So let's see what other areas Esau is taking down one by one to rival the kingdom of Israel, while our people are going in eventually into Jordan, over Jordan, into the land of Israel to get our kingdom that's promised. The same time the Most High has given our promised land to our forefathers, Satan has given Esau a kingdom on earth. That was the agreement Esau made with Satan at the Mount Seir, the Canaanites. So when you go to the book of Jasher, let me go to the 90th chapter to get to Zepho's grandson, Latinus. Right? Latinus. And so that no one can claim, right, that this isn't speaking of Edom, I'm going to show you. Latinus. As you can see, in the days Moab rebelled against the power of Edom, having been under Edom since the days of Hadad, the son of Bedad, who smote them and Midian and brought Moab under subjection to Edom. So Edom started taking all these nations under his power during that time. Later on, it says right here, and in those days died Janneus, king of the children of Kittim. This is where you get the god Janus that we read about or hear about in the Greek islands.
Mm-hmm.
Janus. And they buried him in the temple he built for himself in the plain of Canopia for a residence. And Latinus reigned in his stead. That's where you get what? The Latin language through Esau now. Y'all see this? That's where we get the language Latin from. Why? In Rome, they were dealing with Latin. It started off with Zepho, and then through Latinus, they started the satanic language, Satan's tongue, Latin, under this king and priest of Satan. Right? Now, this was happening during the days of Joshua. The same time we're setting up a kingdom over in Israel, Esau under Satan is setting up his kingdom that will rival us later down the line. As you can see, I'm in the book of Jasher, the 90th chapter, and the 27th verse. And the children of Israel served the Lord all the days of Joshua, and the Lord gave them rest from all around them, and they dwelt securely in their cities. So we were fine in Israel. What was Esau doing at the same time? And it came to pass in those days that Abinus, king of Kittim, died, and in the 38th year of his reign, that is the 7th year of the reign over Edom, and they buried him in his place where he had built for himself. And Latinus reigned in his stead 50 years. Now this is Esau's what? Great-grandson under Zepho and Latinus ruling Europe. So what other areas they're taking over at the same time? We have taken over Israel. And during his reign, he brought forth an army, and he went and fought against the inhabitants of Britannia, that's Great Britain, and Kernania, that's Germany, folks. That's Germany. Look it up. So now they're taking out the Asians and are stealing Europe. They started off in a little city of Cyprus, then they got Italy, then they started, that's right, going into Great Britain, taking that. Then they began to go into Germany and they stole that from the Asians. And we're talking about around 1400 BC. So they're not Europeans. They stole that too. The children of Elisha, son of Javan, and he prevailed over them and made them tributary. Look at that. He then heard that Edom had revolted from under the hand of Kittim, and Latinus went to them and smote them and subdued them. So Latinus went back and began war against his family, who were the Edomites. And what happened to that? And placed them under the hand of the children of Kittim. And Edom became one kingdom with the children of Kittim all the days. This is when Esau became Europeans. He warred with his own family, put them under subjection, and they all made an alliance after that war not to fight against one another. And they brought all the Edomites into Europe. How do we know this? And for many years, there was no king in Edom, and their government was with the children of Kittim and their king. This is where Esau disappeared off of the earth. The word Edom. He would now be hid under the people who went into Europe. And folks, let me tell you, I want to say this real quick. Ramar, I was sitting on this for over 8 years. Right? I was sitting on this. I've been read all this. I was sitting on this for at least 8 years. I'm talking about to be able to timelines, the year they went, all the way up at 1400 years before Christ, all of that. But I'm just sitting back online and seeing all these people in Hebrews and all that talking about the Europeans are Japheth. And I'm like, I'm not even going to refute it. There's no need to make any videos to refute what they're saying, because I wanted everybody to put what they really believe out there. Like, okay, if they want to believe that. Right? So now we see how Esau was able to take what? Eventually, Europe to oppose Christ. By the time he's on the scene, they had a 1400-year what? Head start to create a kingdom that could rival and destroy our people by the time Christ would be born. See that? And eventually it happened under what? Under Hyrcanus, where these Edomites, some of them, converted into Judaism during the 2nd century BC and became the Jewish people over the Sanhedrin by the time Christ was on the scene. Now they're working in politics. They're working from the throne of Caesar, as well as religiously amongst our people in the synagogues to come against us all at once. Behold, I've made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Read.
Verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Mount Seir.
Whose habitation is high.
The Caucasus Mountains.
that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Who shall bring me down to the ground? They read 4.
Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle is their emblem. From Rome all the way here to America. Right? That's why don't buy into the Russian-American war and all that. All of that's garbage. They're all together.